Hello, my name is Jared Nijelski from the Norristown, Montgomery County area. I'm here today through CareerLink for an opportunity to do good jobs that led me to a future career path and change the narrative of the way my life was going. I went through a dark road, I guess you could say, since 2016 up until like 2022, 20 around there. I was in the court systems and was introduced to good jobs and was accepted into the program. And I chose welding and finished the program. Uh, got into a welding fabrication plant, and currently coming this fall, I'll be an apprentice at the Navy shipyard, so in Philadelphia. So what led me to the program was I had a really bad substance abuse disorder that ruined a lot of relationships with a lot of good people, a lot of loved ones, a lot of family. I got into caught up in the legal system that led me to find out about good jobs through an opportunity through the courts. The skills I've learned through this process was to have patience and be consistent, and I took it really serious. Uh, I knew I needed to change my life, and I needed a career, a real career that I could be able to support myself and family and children. It made me resilient. I came early, stayed late, learned as much as I could, and I also, invested in myself. And in my spare time, even not at school, I still weld. At home, I was able to buy some, you know, welding material and tools and do our Captain mobile welding machine, and just to, get ahead of the game, get more practice. And I took it really serious, in the middle, before, like, probably mid semester, I got a job working uh, at a place, and I was like one of the only students that, like, just thought, why not, you just add more skill, more time, and you know, my teacher was, he was happy I did that. He saw that I took initiative and was, taking it serious. A lot of people didn't realize, they thought they had to, graduate the program to learn welding or to get into an actual company, but it's not true necessarily, because the program is like an introduction to help you learn the basics. But once you complete, you can get, state certified. You gotta take the test. There's multiple tests. Um, but it comes with time, so you gotta be patient, um, willing to learn, you know, uh, even if you're good at it, there's always something that you can learn. And my teacher saw a lot of potential in me, because I almost quit. But he had a long talk with me, and he saw something in me that I didn't, because I was never confident. I didn't feel like I possessed any skills that, but I broke it down to him, and he made me realize that my past jobs, careers, whatever, were all hands-on. So a lot of background in construction. So that also helped. That went a long way with, you know, welding as well. So one of my favorite memories was the entire experience, almost, because it changed a lot of views and perspective on life. And you know, not not to take it for granted, because some of us go down a path that can ruin you, lead you down a dark road, or possibly anything bad could happen. But um, probably the end of the year project we submitted, I made a rose for my mother for her birthday, because it's also around Mother's Day. And I worked on it at home and in school to finish it on time. And my teacher loves it. He's gonna bring it to the technical career school up in Lansdale. I put a lot of time and effort into it. The relationships I have today are really few. I once had a circle, but and friends, but like going through what I went through, I learned that I need real men in my corner. People who value people of value. So it's like I met a buddy there. His name is Josh. He's also honorable, and he's taking it serious as well. Where I'm at today, if you can't teach me something, or I can't, learn something from you of value, vice versa, like I look at people today like we have nothing in common. For so long I was around people who brought me down, um, or helped bring me down. And when I finally fell down, no one was there, give a helping hand, or just family. So I realized that your family was like really is the most important thing. They're always in your corner, right or wrong. And I was fortunate enough that my family was in my corner the entire time. My current goals for the future are to definitely land the apprenticeship and move up to a journeyman, um, just to continue to grow in the field. Uh, there's multiple things you can do with welding. It's not just one thing. There's different materials of metals, stainless, structural, uh, you know, alloy. There's so many different options you can go. Boiler makers, steam fitters, iron workers. I like iron, so I think I'm gonna go that way. But also because I went through the programs with the courts and the systems, I was in an intensive outpatient program that I graduated, called Denzia, and I was also in a program called drug court through the Montgomery County courts, and I completed 22 months of that. So through that experience, I thought I'd end up in the recovery field. So I got a peer specialist certification, which led me to become a certified recovery specialist. I'm still involved with outreach, still connected. Um, I'm always helping with anyone that needs help, because in the process of recovery, when you complete, any steps in any program, it's you're giving back what was freely given to you, through another person who took you through the process. So it's all about helping people. Yeah, this program, you know, changed my life, honestly. And Michelle from Good Jobs, I really appreciate her. She really was a big help through the process. And I felt like more people in the area should know that these programs do exist, because I had no clue that you can actually, learn a trade. There's multiple trades you can choose, but it's up to you to complete it and stick to it and stay consistent. Because I always am telling people in the area about it, but I tell them, like, if I give you the information, like, take it serious, because don't be one of the people who just goes like the first week or two and then you stop doing it. Honestly, like, if you really want change, uh, if you really want to do better for your life, and you really want it, and be true to yourself like I had to be, Good Jobs is definitely a way to go. PA Career Link, they're also a great asset to the community, helping people finding employment, or helping people build resumes, And there's also like bulletins, throughout the month of what's going on and, who's hiring. At one point they had like a computer lab where you could freely use the computer to, apply for jobs or check emails. So I highly recommend people take advantage of that if they don't have the option of a cell phone or a computer, or just need help with a resume, or finding employment. There's options, and don't feel hopeless. It's all about, never giving up, not losing hope, because I fell down a lot, but I always, got back up and tried again. I'm grateful and thankful for Good Jobs for the opportunity, Career Link, and also the Montco Technical Career Center up in the Lansdale area for the opportunity. It was an experience, and it was a great experience. I had a great teacher, Rocco, and Miss I. They put a lot of effort into the program. Yeah, I was in night school, so for them to take time out of their day as already teachers at the school, and then they stay at night to teach, people from, there was about 15 of us in the program, and I think maybe 8 or 9 of us completed, but they're great. I still keep in touch with my teacher, but I just wanted to thank and be thankful, and it definitely changed my way of how I go about things now. I'm trying to be a man of integrity and honor, and someone memorable. You don't have to struggle, it's a choice. If you want to change your life, you can. And I'm living proof of that.